So let's see the first topic. In this topic, Arogya Setu app is now made open source. So what's the context? MeitY, that is the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, said that Arogya Setu, which is India's coronavirus or COVID-19 contract tracing and self-assessment app, is now made open source. And the IT Ministry's move came in the wake of the demands from the various cyber law experts and critics who had said that the app was too closed in nature and without adequate data protection measures. The MeitY announced that it released the source code. So this is a vital thing, source code of this app to promote transparency and collaboration with the software developer community. Now let's see the next details of it. The source code for the Android app is currently available on a platform called GitHub. Now this GitHub is a collaboration platform. It's a collaboration platform where platform for the software developers where they can develop softwares or review any software. They can modify it collaboratively in this GitHub. So in this GitHub, the source code of the particular app is available, and the NIC or the National Informatics Center has also launched a program called Bug Bounty Program for the security researchers and the Indian developer community to identify the vulnerabilities and improve the code of the software or app. So basically there are three different vulnerabilities. Three different kind of vulnerabilities are present, and the government has announced 1 lakh cash prize for each of them. So this is the bug bounty program for this particular app. Now the government said that all subsequent updates will be made open source through this repository, and the updates for this iOS and KaiOS, which is on the Jio phones, they will be also made available subsequently. And now let's see what is the open source software. Now basically the softwares are of two categories. One is the proprietary software, another is the open source software. Now any software which is bought or the licensed, any software which is bought or licensed from a creator of the software, they are called a proprietary software or a closed source software, as it is said here. And the examples of these kind of softwares are Microsoft Windows, and next is the Google Earth, or it can be Adobe Photoshop. So these are closed source programs or apps. And next is the open source one. Now open source software, basically they require no licensing and need not to be bought, and its source code is open actually for anyone to download, examine or redistribute and improve upon if they can, with an acknowledgement to the original software developer or the company. That means in open source software, anyone who anyone can develop or modify this software source codes. So let's see what is the source code. Source codes, as it is seen here, these are different structure of a program, computer program, and these writings, they are called the source codes of this particular program. So they are basically fundamental component of a computer program, and it is always human readable. So these words, they are human readable, and then it's a collection of code, basically, possibly with the comments written using the human readable program language, usually as a plain text. These are some kind of plain texts. The source code is often transformed by an assembler or a compiler into binary machine code. So these particular words, they are transformed into a binary machine code, that is in 0101 form, which can be readable by the computer. And for any software like the MS Office, say, for softwares like MS Office, the source code is basically proprietary. Okay. Proprietary, and Microsoft, only the Microsoft company gives the customer access to the software's compiled executables and the associated library files, whereas for a program called Apache OpenOffice, for this kind of program, it is open source. That is, software code can be downloaded and modified for these programs. Now, proprietary software vendors like Microsoft do not share the source code of these particular apps for two reasons. Number one, that is to protect the intellectual property rights, and to prevent the customer from modifying the source code or to make some change to the source code, which can make or break the program, or make it more vulnerable instead. So proprietary software licenses often prohibit any attempt to discover or modify the source code. Now, open source software, or OSS, on the other hand, purposely designed with the idea that source code should be made visible, or source code should be made available to the collaborative effort of the developers who can work on these particular softwares, presumably they help to make it more robust and secure. So this is the two type of softwares. So what was the issue with this particular app, Arogya Setu? Now, the IT ministry prohibited reverse engineering. That is nothing but IT industry prevented the developers to modify or see the source code of this particular app. That is called a reverse engineering, or alter with the coding. So the IT ministry has prevented the developer community to see the source code or alter with the coding of this app. Now, cyber law experts and software developer community, they basically called upon the government to allow reverse engineering or to modify the codes of this particular software, and also publish the source code of the app. While releasing the source code, and with this particular request from the software developer community, the IT ministry has released the source code, and while releasing the source code, the government said that it is doing so, they are doing so to promote transparency and ensure security and integrity of the app, because it is used by many Indians in this vital time. So let's see next. Yeah, will it solve the issue of the problem that was having? Now software developers from around the world will be able to go through the code, and they will point out the vulnerabilities or fixed loopholes by writing fresh codes. Okay, but the government has not yet released the server side code of the particular app, and the server side code must be released further to assuage the privacy and security concerns. Now, any application or mobile phones or any other handheld devices need internet connectivity to run. So, sending and processing such data is done on the server by having access to the server side code. So, say there is any mobile here, so it has to connect with internet, right? There is internet, the whole world. So when it is connecting to the internet, it is connecting to some server somewhere. So by having access to this server side code, so here there is some server side code is there present. So by having access to this particular server side code, individuals can check whether the individuals who are here, they can check whether the data is going to the right servers, or data is flowing directly to the dedicated servers or not. If not, then the discrepancy can be reported to the government, or clarifications can be sought from the government. So this is the problem of the server side code. So next, let's see what is the bug bounty program. So bug bounty program is nothing but a deal which is offered by many websites. So basically it's an offer or a deal which is offered by many websites, organizations, software developers, by which the reporters who report the bug, they receive the recognition from the various websites or organizations, or they receive some compensation for reporting the bugs, especially those who are pertaining to the security exploits and vulnerabilities. So they have to report some security exploit or vulnerabilities, for which they will be rewarded, or they will be compensated, or there will be some recognition to them. So this kind of program is implemented by a large number of organizations and famous organizations like Mozilla, Facebook, then Yahoo, Google, Reddit, then IBM is also there, Microsoft is there. So these are some famous companies which run the bug bounty program. Okay, at last we see what are the way forward for this. Now particularly the availability of the app as an open code or open source would help the development of transparent mechanism of availability of the data regarding the COVID-19. It would also address the privacy issue by enabling a robust system of the app, by adding new features to it. And the government, however, must address the concern raised about the server side code that we have already discussed. So this is the way forward.